Hello, my dear students. We're going to start lesson number 5. And in today's lesson, we are going to write a book review. This is going to be one of my favorite lessons. That's why. Let's go cracking. So in this lesson, you will learn book types and genres, and you will be able to write a book review. To begin with, I would like to ask this question. What was the last book you read? I hope you guys managed to read at least one book during this quarantine time, during this isolation time. So I'm really keen on listening to what book did you read? What was this about? And did you enjoy it? Comment your answers below. I will be waiting. Okay, now let's start. So book types. There are two main books. Can be fiction and non-fiction. Fiction is the one which is made up, where you can hear the tales, all those fantasy stories, horrors, etc. Made up characters, novels, etc. And non-fiction is something related with science, facts, true stories, biographies, etc. Now here are some book genres. The fiction can be graphic novel, fantasy, children's or comic book, crime, drama, fairy tales, poetry, etc., romance. And the non-fiction is the one which is about history. It can be a journal, it can be about math, it can be about religion, spirituality, or a view, or all this type of books which is based on true things. Okay, now in my case I like non-fiction books to read because fiction is. Now let's start book review. So what is it and how can we do it? Of course, you will be given a set of strategies in your book, page number 83. It's better to keep up with your book because we are going to continue using the book. But the definition of book review is that it is a form of literary criticism in which a book is analyzed based on content, style, and the merit on the basis of personal taste, on your personal taste. Merit means the quality, how good or bad is it, all right? So you can, if you're going to book review in fiction novel, you're going to write a title, author, genre, time era, which time it is using, the location, main characters, favorite character, genre. And if you're going to tell about favorite character, you will say some information about that person and the book summary and the favorite part, etc., etc. So there are many types of book review, and today we're going to do one of them. Okay. So your task for today will be to write a book review for the school magazine. You know, we have a school magazine which is called Silkway Times, where you should write for about 150 and 250 words in that review. Now we're going to switch to Oxford Learners Bookshelf, where I'll be using our. So if you will access to this ebook, you will have this page and this focus function. Here we have a book review of one book, which I think you already know. This is a book review about Hunger Games, as you can see from the photo of Katniss, yes. And now you will need to read this article. But before we do so, let's have a look at writing strategy, okay? Now, read the first point in writing strategy and the first paragraph of the review again. Okay, in the first paragraph, a attract the reader's attention, you can do this by addressing him or her directly, especially with questions. Has the writer followed the advice? If so, say how. Let's look at review. Here's a review. Have you ever read a book that you just couldn't put down? The Hunger Games was like that for me. I read it in 2 days. It's that good. Written by Susan Collin in 2006, it sold millions of copies around the world and has been made into a film. So in my opinion, the author used this strategy by making it a question. So he's trying to catch our attention by by asking a question. Have you ever read a book that you just couldn't put down? Okay, now let's read the second one. Read the second point in the strategy and the rest of the review again. Did the writer use an appropriate style for his or her audience? How would you describe the style? It is informal, lively, or formal and serious? So, let's look at writing strategy point 2. Use an appropriate style and register for the target audience. So I think if it is the school magazine, the target audience is the school students. That's why we should keep it lively and informal. Let's see if the author is using the correct style. It's set in the future in a place called Panem, and it tells the story of Katniss, a 16-year-old girl who has to lead her family and compete in the Hunger Games with 11 other children. Okay, so I won't give away the ending, but I guarantee you'll love it. Yes, the author is using informal and lively style. Now let's read the rest of the tasks. Read the third point in the strategy, which title from 1 to 5 is do you think would be the best for the review? Why? Use the words and phrases below to help you. So, let's read it. Choose a good title for your article. Okay, now let's try to read the titles that we are given. Book review, The Hunger Games. This is probably one of the best books that I have ever read. If I were you, I'd read this book, a book I really enjoyed. If you are hungry for a good book, read on. Now, we need to use the words and phrases below to help you. Here are them. Words and phrases. Appeal to, boring, catch your attention, main idea, pun, question, relate to the topic, snappy, target audience, too long. Okay, you might not know some of the words here, and I'll tell you what is this. Snappy means smart, neat, and brief. So a snappy title or an advertisement is clever and does not use many words. Okay. Pun is a word play, a humorous use of word or phrase that has several meanings or that sounds like another word. So, in my opinion, if I would choose the word title, the review title, I would say this. The first and fourth are too boring and won't catch the reader's attention. Okay. Second one is better than first, but it is too long. This is not good for a title. Third one is too vague. It's not certain, not definite, not clear, and not appropriate. Okay. So we have the fifth and last title, which is really good. I think it catches the reader's attention and includes a play on words, the pun. Hunger for a good book, which refers to the book's title, Hunger Games. Okay. Now, let's look at writing strategy 2. Give your review a logical structure divided into paragraphs, each with its own topic or focus. The conclusion should restate the main idea, even in the introduction, but using different words. It should also include the writer's opinion and, if appropriate, a recommendation. In which paragraph from A to D does the writer. So here we need to match this from the article A, B, C, D. So you need to match it on your own, but I will help you with the first ones. So here, restate his or her opinion of the book. Where we usually restate our opinion, okay? We should restate in a conclusion. So let's go and see it in D, right? All in all, this book is a real page turner. By the way, a real page turner means a book that is so exciting that you want to read it quickly. Second, describe the plot and characters. Where do we describe the plot and characters? Usually, we do it just after the introduction. I bet this is in B. Yes, it's set in the future in a place called Panem. It tells the story of Katniss, a 16-year-old girl, okay? The rest of the task is for you guys. Do it yourselves and let's discuss it during the video call. So I can now check this. Both of them are correct. You can also do the same. Do the exercise yourselves and then check it from here. Okay. Exercise 7. Which tense does the writer use to describe the plot and the character? Okay, now let's look at the review again. Have you ever read? This is present perfect. Was like that for me. I read it in 2 days. It's that good. Written by Susan Collins. It's sold millions of copies. It's sad. Tells the story. Who has, can survive, is not. So the majority of the sentences structure is present simple. Okay, let's check. Yes, it's present simple. So as you can see, you two guys, when you write your book review, you should keep it one tense, and mainly you should write it present simple. Okay, so if we go on, you need to read this article one more time and complete the phrases from exercise 8. Okay, so you need to do this exercise yourself. You can again check after completing from here yourselves, looking at the correct answers and write the book review.